Hello, it's Connor here. Today we got two videos. Actually, no, we don't have two videos. We got one video and then we got sorting this Word document that's full of quotes from Marcus Aurelius, which we need to actually sort out all these quotes and obviously talk about them. And yeah, as you see, it's all just been copy and pasted and it's not even like split up yet. But essentially it's the first book review. We didn't have a clue what we were doing when we were reading the book, so we just recorded a bunch of stuff and now it's here. So for future book reviews, we've actually made a setup now. We've got a document folder on my laptop and we read chapter by chapter the books, and then we grab the key points of each chapter and we write them down and formulate our own little paragraphs. I think after reading the chapter this morning on CBT for anxiety, we wrote down like 300-400 words based on the chapter, so that once the book is complete we'll just have like a full understanding of the entire book, which we can share on a video, and then we don't have to do what we're doing now, which was just unorganization. We just didn't know what we were doing, honestly. So it'll be cool sorting through this because we have to, because they're good quotes, that's why. And these are the recorded quotes that I recorded from the book, which are like, they're sure to be good quotes. And it's based on death, it's based on pursuing life from a frame of mind where you're in control. It's about acknowledging people and understanding the differences and not falling into I guess ridicule and all of that sort of thing. Yeah, there's a lot to it. It's about the logos, following in accordance to nature. There's some good quotes, and Meditations was a book where if I was ever stressed, I would just I'd read a few lines and it would make me at ease again. So it's a peace-inducing book. So I'm sure the quotes will do everyone a little justice. But first up, we got to do a meditations video. Not a full one. These days we're doing day-by-day meditations, which we've only just started testing out. We don't know if it's good or not. We kind of like the format, honestly, because we explain it on the meditations video today. We like the shorter format as well. Just is easier to choose the topics you want to participate in. Easier to choose the topics you want to listen to. And this video essentially. Oh yeah, and now every day we can just, for the first half hour, we can go through a meditations like we do on the meditations day. Just kind of expand upon what we are talking about. And then the rest of the video we can go into topic videos. Which means literally every day can be a project video instead of just a meditations. We have meditations and a project, which seems better. I don't know if I actually got the recording Hold on, I think I gotta stop my camera for a second so that I can get this camera. Oh, what a dog. Where's the gallery? This is hello screen. And today, yeah, this looks like today. How do we get it over? Copy. Sorry, we were meant to sort this beforehand, but we're all over the shop. We don't even know what we're doing these days. We just do it. Whatever works, works. Videos we get here. So yeah, now we just have the one little videos. We create a little thumbnail for them. And yeah, it's a quick edit, quick speedy edit. And we're sleeping on this one, sleeping on the job. Hello, it's Connor here for day 83 of meditation, and today was a good day. It was a day where we what's three of meditation. And today was a good day. Yeah, today's a little all over this shop. Mainly due to the fact we didn't think during the meditation. So we didn't really know what to say. It was a good day, so we more just updated people. It was a day where we just. So yeah, when you do mind, plus it was a short meditation, to be fair. We didn't really get to wander off and delve into anything, but it was very peaceful. Very peaceful, becoming present again. We can certainly switch it on to a greater extent than we used to be able to. Good day. Nice. It was a day where we just needed to come back to mindfulness meditation, to presence again. More a day where we didn't want to think further into things, with rather we wanted to just escape thought for a little bit, and that's what we did. Yeah, we've turned the music right down. That's okay though. Too much music. And that's what we did. Music we did mind-boggling. That's why it's no longer in the topic videos. Contemplate some stuff, like judgment. And we need to turn all of this up because it's so very low. Mindfulness meditation, to presence again. More a day where we didn't want to think further into things, with rather we wanted to just escape thought for a little bit, and that's what we did. We were about to contemplate some stuff, like judgment. Yeah, we were thinking about contemplating a few things, but our mind was just like, oh, like we're gonna have to delve pretty deep and we've been thinking so much lately about so many different things that we really just need a break. So let's just have a break and do some mindfulness meditation, you know? Like judgment, self-preservation, all the things we're reading about. Also thinking of contemplating lifestyles. We were actually thinking about how if someone's not enjoying life, and I didn't explain it as good here, if someone's not enjoying life, to like pick away slowly. Yes, understanding your own suffering bit by bit and working to, I guess, make each day a little better for yourself through identifying controllable things within your environment that you can deter and make more suitable for the self, or things within the mind which aren't working to benefit you but rather working towards your downfall, and realigning them with more positive patterns of thought or more peaceful states of mind. So yes, we were thinking about all of that stuff, but we decided to have some mindfulness meditation and just become present, especially after a few days of not meditating. We call it a mindful update. Maybe that will be the name of the video. A mindful update. You can find that it's a bit harder to get into the meditation. That's unnecessary. There's nothing anywhere. But once you're there, and once you actually start meditating, and once you start seeing the reality again, the actual present reality, it's very peaceful. It's very nice. It's a very nice state of mind. It's different from 3 days off meditation where your mind just starts to ramble and ramble and ramble. Not about bad stuff, but it just talks a lot. And sometimes we need to quiet that down. So yeah, quiet the brain. We really can't hear any of that stuff anymore. Let's get it up again. Man's gone mute. There we are. Yeah, so just peaceful meditation. Do some mindful meditation. Stop thinking sometimes. You don't always need to contemplate. Try and just shut the mind off and look at the world. And then the contemplation kind of happens by itself because you see the world before you, and there's a common sense to it. But today we're probably just going to run through some updates from a place of presence. And essentially, yes, you've seen the new video formats, the new meditation videos. We're just doing day by day now. Reason being, updates. It is kind of like a blog these days in a sense. It's like these meditation videos. We meditate every time before we do one, so it's always got that meditative nature. But sometimes it is just talking about what's going on, or what's sparked our interest lately, or what we've been learning. But usually during those meditations we think about it a little bit, contemplate it a little bit for more understanding, which brings it into the meditation. There's multiple reasons. One is topics can be a lot easier for you guys to identify and I guess watch the videos of the topics that you are interested in, instead of having 3 different videos. That is true. it will be a lot easier to choose specific topics instead of having like 3 different topics in one video. So the crew's going ham, but 3 different topics which you have to watch a 20-minute video for. You rather can just have these short little cut down videos that you can watch when you've got 5 minutes spare, and if it's a topic that interests, I don't know if that's in the video or if that's in one, so you can watch it. It's in the video. That crew truly is going to share your thoughts, share your opinions, give us different ways of looking at it, ask questions, anything you want based on that individual topic which the video is for. This doesn't mean meditations will always be. So I gotta shut this window every time I record now. Unless people like listening to Crow just yap away. The meditations, in the sense that not everyone will be as. I shouldn't have even mentioned it, honestly. As soon as you mention it, you're done for. If Crow's just going off. Specific topic video, one might tackle multiple topics at the same time. I have a rough title to it, but yes, it can tackle multiple things, and some days are just going to be peaceful meditations, other days we're going to have some deep thoughts, deep learnings, and some days will just be peaceful and just be chilling out and update you guys, like today, you know, just having a chat, having a little update. So there's still the normal meditation videos, they're just going to be episode by episode, which, yes, let us know your thoughts on that. It also allows us to not, instead of dedicating entire days to meditation videos, we can dedicate half an hour to them in the morning when we first start streaming, and then the rest of the streams can be dedicated to actual topic videos or actual topic like blogs and all sorts of stuff. So it's just looking like a bit more efficiency as well, and a bit more straightforwardness in the tasks that. Yeah, essentially it's just like a daily update and some daily insights into what's currently being learnt. That's what the meditations really are, based off meditation as well. We won't record a meditation unless we meditate, and usually we attempt to at least meditate for 40 minutes to an hour. We want to get back to that hour routine every day. With the book analysis, we've set up also writing after reading. So we read a paragraph of a book and then we write about it to gain those insights, which does take a little bit more time. Technically we need to wake up a little earlier to allow time for that extra little bit of writing. Our ideal wake up time would be 6, but given we've been going to bed so late, we can't do that straight away. But maybe 6:30? I don't know. Straightforwardness in the tasks that we can pursue, instead of taking 2 days out of the week to make meditation videos, we just do it over the course of the week. So yeah, they're just some updates. Just some updates for you guys, and yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts, honestly, and if you prefer this format or the old format for meditations. Yeah. But yes, little update. Day 83 of meditation. We're gonna keep meditating an hour a day, and mindful meditation actually feels really good today. It does most days if you actually get into it. And like mindfulness meditation, it just stems from the breath. So it's probably the simplest form of meditation, at least that I know of. Because contemplative meditation is kind of stressful. It's enlightening, but it's goddamn cunt. The amount of background noise in these videos is pissing me off. But it's doesn't piss me off. I mean, like, stressful. There's a crow yapping and then the blinds just keep going berserk. We never had these problems when we were downstairs. Like I said, now when we record, it looks like we just need to shut these windows altogether because it goes absurd. Mindfulness. And the cars that drove past as well. This is just getting rid of thought and just experiencing the world before you. It's good to hear the mic's working though. And it just stems from breathing in and out and just becoming that. Day 83 of meditation. We're going to keep meditating an hour a day. And mindful meditation actually feels really good today. Good thought, good idea. Keep meditating. Because we love meditating. And mindful meditation actually feels really good today. Does most days if you actually get into it. And like mindfulness meditation, it just stems from the breath. So probably the simplest form of meditation, at least that I know of. Because contemplative meditation is kind of stressful. It's enlightening, but it's stressful. But mindfulness is just getting rid of thought and just experiencing the world before you, and it just stems from and it just stems from breathing in and out and just becoming that breath. No thought attached to anything, just breathe in and out, keep doing that, and just be that breath. If your mind starts to wander off into thought, then you have to bring it back to the breath. That's how you get into mindfulness meditation. And do that for like 2 minutes straight. Keep clicking your thoughts back into the present through navigating from the breath. Bit all over the shop, but sure. And then after 2 minutes, you'll open your eyes and you'll be like, holy, something feels off, something feels different. So if you've never meditated, give it a go. Anyway, thanks for listening to the update, and we'll see you for day 84. See ya. There we are. And it's essentially daily meditation's complete. How easy and fun. Mindful update. Call it a mindful update because it's a mindful one because it's present, so it's mindful. And then we create one of these. I don't even know what that is. It's like the hippocampus. No, don't take my word for that. I don't know. So, no, not the hippocampus. Amygdala? I don't know. Should know these things, but we don't. What even is this? Yeah, so now we essentially just make that's an unusual looking thing. There's a window. Is that centered? Why does it not look centered? Something looks off. Hello. 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 There's a lot we need to talk about, I think. There's a lot to learn and talk about to pursue a healthy, happy life. A life on your own terms. A life that's fulfilling to you. And what it takes to do that. Yeah. Is that good? Sure. We have not figured out how we're going to do these thumbnails or anything yet. For now we just do them. Over time they expand. There we are. Okay. So that's essentially how we'll do the Hello? Sweet. So yeah, that's essentially how we'll do meditation vids from now on. That's a meditation vid complete for the day. And it only took half an hour. And then we can continue with other projects. Like I said, our project today is a reading project. Wow. Meditations reading. So essentially, what we're gonna do is we have to record a video for this tomorrow before stream so we can make a video. But yeah, we've recorded all these quotes from a book which we have not sorted. We don't even know, we know just off reading the book, you know, like roughly what they're talking about and everything. But we're gonna pretty much organize them into certain topics, and then those topics we'll talk about during the videos. This is the least organized book review out of all of them, just because it's the first one. Like we said, going into the second book, reading the second book, we've already got a strategy set up so that it will be more organized and we'd be more professional. But we figured we did just finish this book, and as much as we weren't organized in making the video, we're still going to make a video and just touch on the main points and concepts of the book and how we can use them to benefit our lives as well. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyway, I really gotta get a bathroom, so give me 2 seconds. Oh yeah, we're back. So that took a little bit. And it is time to sort this for a couple hours. And we'll try and speed sort it. You know, let's just read it, understand what the book's about, sort it into topics, and yeah, we're happy. Music. Okay, there's a little section I wrote on it. Meditations is derived from the philosopher king Marcus Aurelius, stems heavily towards Stoic philosophy as a guiding principle in navigating life. Shut up, music. Is aimed at following in accordance to the nature of all things, that at its universal core, the logos, is to see and align yourself with reality for as it truly is. It is to understand thought as before you, to contemplate our lives, what it truly means to be immortal, how to navigate from calmness and ease when observing the environment before you. Is to align yourself with life, the expanse and decomposing nature of all things, and a continuous cycle of energy recycling across the universe. That's what the book talks about. It's called like entropy and all sorts of stuff. It's pretty crazy. I didn't even know they knew about atoms back whenever this book came out, but apparently they know all sorts of stuff. And yeah, all of this is just quotes from the book, so let's sort it. They kill you, cut you with knives, show you with curses, and somehow they cut your mind off from clearness and sanity. And self-control and justice. Men staying by a spring of clear, sweet water and cursing it, while the fresh water keeps bubbling up. You can shovel mud into it or dung, and the stream will carry it away. Wash itself clean and remain unstained. So this is referring to, with very little. We're going to do a whole topic on this, a whole video on this, so we'll do very little recap. But essentially he's saying, you can be insulted and cursed and everything, but if you move like water, then you just keep flowing with life, the impermanence of life, and anything said here to you, it just gets washed away as you continue to move through life. So it's not like clinging on to past or current things which diminish self. It's more flowing with it and just understanding the flowing nature of all things, and just to flow with and not become stagnant on anything said or any past situation. Very interesting. There's so many quotes. Honestly, I didn't want to do this book analysis just because I knew I fucked up how we're actually going to do it so bad, but like it's not chapter by chapter or anything. But that's why we're grabbing main topics. So we'll say the first one topic is dealing with people. We'll leave that there. Whatever nature. Whatever nature of a whole does, and whatever serves to maintain it. We'll put nature in there. nature. Sometimes you have to recognize what world is that you belong to. What power. Nature a whole does whatever it says to maintain it is good for everyone. We are attempting to maintain nature. The problem is it didn't split up my quote, so I don't even know what's what. Sometimes you have to recognize blind pose. People just running in circles, diving into things that lie beneath, and conducting investigations into the souls of the minds, souls of the people around them, never realizing that all you have to do is to be attentive to the power inside you and worship it sincerely. Yeah, that's good there. We'll put death / mortality. As you would to accomplish anything that can be done with grace and honor. The mind is straight and purified. Don't no scares. Life cut short by death. That is done. Yeah, I really wish it split up what I copy pasted. That would make everything probably a bit easier. But what can you do, hey? Ability to control your mind, treat it with respect. Nature. We'll put mind in there, maybe. Mind. Nose train and nose trace are two things. The things no hold on the so aside of it. Perception 2. That everything you see will soon alter and cease to exist. Impermanence. The world is nothing but change. Our life is only perception. So this is both kind of mind. It also delves into impermanence, which would be in nature. I'll leave it in mind. Yeah, essentially the book puts awareness behind mind, meaning mind is before us and we wield control over mind. So essentially you control mind, you control how you feel within life. You also can choose how you navigate situations. If someone's insulting you, you're only actually insulted, or you're only actually harmed by it if you yourself, in mind, choose to be harmed by it. If you don't feel harmed, you haven't been harmed. You consider your position when someone sees you. If function as part of something will vanish until it produced you. So we'll get rid of this one. Yeah, we don't actually have a clue how we're going to shoot this video yet. We don't know how long they'll be. Like we said, we haven't really planned anything. We just read the book and obtain the information from it. Do the Legos for mature things being changed? Not to live as if you had. Things spring by being changed. So I guess that's nature. It also is death. Fun. Nature and death. Not to live. Death overshadows while you're alive and able. Be good. Be good while you're alive and able. See things as they are. Then you might see what the life of a good man is like. Someone content with nature, so and so. A lot of these perspectives I'd actually alter a little bit. Well, not alter. I don't know if expand's the right word. Even stuff like this, like then you might see what life is for a good man. Someone content with nature assigns him, yes, and satisfied with being just and kind himself. There's a lot of emphasis placed on being good, just, kind, honest, which is good. Because everyone loves good people and kind people, and it is, I guess, it is an innate nature to pursue all of that. It's not something you have to like directly aim towards. I think when you follow in accordance with nature, you naturally, or when you see life before you for what it is, you naturally want the best for others and for yourself and or for just for everything in general. But it's not like we have to put it as a goal or an aim in mind. It's more natural state. If we put too much emphasis on trying to be good, trying to be compassionate, trying to do all of that stuff, then it doesn't come from a genuine place. it more comes from trying to be an image of something, or attempting to be something instead of just being it. I don't know. That's my take. I still feel like being kind and working towards compassion and everything is good, but it doesn't need to be emphasized to a great extent. It's amazing, but it will happen naturally as soon as you start becoming present with what's before you. It's a natural state. Discipline your knowing, love, support, interest, everything willingly to the gods, and then make your way through life. No one's master and no one's slave. Is that nature? I think I'd go more for mind. I think that would be nature. Building this in that life they led nowhere to be found with emptiness. Let's accept whatever happens. Truthful speech, yeah, so I guess good action. Marcus Aurelius likes good action. And acceptance of whatever happens is necessary and familiar. Nor can the shifts and changes in the world around you. Raise on your capacity as they find alien. Flowing like water from the same source and stream. Put that in nature. Yeah, so I'm thinking when we record this video, we're just gonna go through everything and completely discuss what he's referring to when it comes to this kind of stuff. Maybe we'll quote some stuff. Like we said, this one's so unorganized, it's crazy. Capacity to see it, alien. In your capacity to see it. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Essentially saying the harm only happens in your capacity to see it. So harm happens in mind. Spirituality expresses the same thing. We do not have to harm, and if we are harmed, then it's usually ourselves which elicit our own harm. Yes, it can be taken from another individual. Someone can insult us and infuse those words with hate and insult. But if we receive them with hate and insult, and we're harmed because of it, then that's our fault for receiving it with harm and insult. Whereas someone can express something with harm and insult, and we can receive it with peace of mind, and then we're not harmed by it. We're fine. Our words and actions should be like this. Supers. Our words and actions should not be like those of sleepers or of children. My leg's bleeding, I don't know why. Mosquito bite. Children copying their parents. That is true. That's essentially saying we're brought up on I don't really know where to put it. But yeah, essentially that's saying we are a world of sleepers. Sleeping awake, they call it, where we're too busy thinking and we're too busy conforming to what we've already been told and what we've already seen in the world, that we fail to ever form our own depictions of the world and see it for what it actually is. So yeah, it's essentially saying children copying their parents. People do this all the way through life. They just copy, they just abide to what they've been told, what they see, whatever, everything. Whereas you gotta, I guess, see it for yourself a little bit and choose your own direction and choose how you take on things. And it will allow for a more free, versatile life, I would say. Crazy stuff. So when something threatens to cause pain, oh, shut up. Oh, gee whiz. I need a new office location, I think. I deal with these rackets every day. These blinds, man. Maybe we need like curtains or something. It loves brief and trivial vegetable semen to my ash. Give it up without complaint like an olive that ripens and falls. It's essentially relating us to the nature of life, saying that you see leaves get ripe on a tree and then they fall and die and decompose. That's essentially what we are as well. We align with nature, which means we follow in accordance with all of nature, which means we ripen and then we fall and we die and we dissolve. That is our life. So there's no real need to complain about it, because that's how it is. That is the nature of all things. The nature of all things is change. We are a part of that change. We are part of the nature of all things. So yeah, don't stress too much about death. Don't stress too much about the end of life, because it's all natural. Okay. Put that under death. Hey pips. Something threatens to cause you pain, the thing itself is no misfortune. Endure and prevail is a great fortune, true. That's good, that's a good one. Why? Is that in mind? Actually, that's mind. Because essentially, yeah, when something threatens to cause you pain, it's not misfortune at all, because something's always going to threaten to cause pain. There's always stuff happening in life that's going to cause you to suffer, if you choose to suffer. But whether if you triumph that suffering, if you learn a way around it, then that is a big triumph, because you've learned to overcome a part of suffering. And we have to continue to learn to overcome different parts of suffering to be chilling in life 24/7. To shrug it off and wipe it clean, every annoyance and distraction, which utter stillness. Child's play. I am made up of substance, and what animates it, another one can ever stop existing, any more than it began to. Every portion of me will be reassigned to another portion of the world, and in turn transformed into another. So that is nature. Nature. Just let others hold you back, to like your goodness in thinking and doing the right thing. Limit your desires to that, not to be overwhelmed by what you imagine, but just do what you can and should. So good. And if through suffering is not to treat that as defeat. I was once a fortunate man, but at some point fortune abandoned me. But true good fortune, not to treat it as defeat. I think I added bad habit. That's based on a lot we've been talking about actually. And that is based on placing too much emphasis on certain things in life and certain opinions of other people as well. Opinions of other people, and not having too many desires to the point you are continuously causing yourself your own discomfort. That's not healthy. So it seems like Marcus Aurelius limited his desires to being good and just and honest, and as long as he was pursuing those things, then he would have found an inner fulfillment for himself. So philosophy needs to be very simple in that regard. The more we create a massive meaning and emphasis and philosophy for ourselves, the more it stresses us out. I think I've mentioned before, my simplistic philosophy is just be life seeing life, which means every time I'm just here experiencing what's before us, we are fulfilled, we are happy, meaning we can derive happiness in every moment, rather than deriving happiness of a goal or an achievement we need to complete in the future. Then we're not deriving happiness from every moment. We don't have that continual, accomplishment. Doesn't even need to be accomplishment, that's just such a fortunate man, but at some point fortune abandoned me, but true for good. All things will be transformed to rise like smoke, will be dispersed into fragments. directed by you to self. That's nature by itself. So this is part of entropy, that's part of nature and impermanence. Saying that everything transforms to rise like smoke or be dispersed into fragments. Saying everything formulates towards chaos. Everything's going to disperse. This wooden frame right here, it's going to one day decompose and become fragments, and that's just a part of life, and that's a part of all of life. That's a part of everything within life. It disperses and changes with time. You need to recognize that to, I guess, realize the nature, more defined nature of life. None is that which does indicate by itself. It makes of itself what it chooses. It makes what it chooses of it own. All through our lives, when things like claim to our trust and see how pointless they are. So I'd say, put this in mind. How many? About halfway through, that's pretty good. And we're getting a bit more clarity around how we'll do the video. Essentially, we'll go through each of these topics and just talk about them and pull things out from the book and be like, yeah, this is how we see it. This is what he's talking about. Or this is what the book's talking about. All through our lives, things lay claim to our trust. To lay them bare and see how pointless they are. To strip away the legend and crests them. Pride is a master of deception. When you think you're occupied in the weightiest business. Government. Pretty much. About seeing the simplistic nature of life before us, instead of overcomplicating it with everything we've been taught prior. The nature of life is very simple. I mean, it's probably not. It's probably very complex, like the key to everything. But seeing life before you in its realism is very simple and basic. But it gets very overcomplicated by our mind, and I guess the ideas we've attached to things complicates it. You can see this by, like, say, a ring, for example, a little ring. It can just be a ring. When you see it simply, it's just a ring. Looks pretty cool, a little object that we can see, touch, you know. But then we create meaning and ideas out of the ring, and then that complicates the ring for us. If it's an expensive ring, that's an idea. The ring looks expensive, then we value it more. We don't want to lose it as much, and it's kind of what we do with our lives, you know. As we grow up, as we get new ideas, as we do new things, as we meet new people, we start to value and place ideas on all sorts of things, meanings, emphasis, all sorts of stuff. And we complicate the life that we live. When seen straightforwardly, we just see it as observing the world before you. Just see it as the world before you. Maybe you can grab something out of that, maybe not. We'll expand upon it in the meditations video, or in this video, when we make it tomorrow. Pride is not master of deception. When you think you're occupied in the weightiest business, that's when he has you under his spell. existence, others out of him. Some of what now exists is already gone. Change and flux, constantly remake. Pride is a master of deception. When you think you're occupied in the righteous business, that's when you have it. He has you under his spell. So that's pretty much saying, that's again expectation. We'll chuck that in mind. So pride being, if we think we're obtained by the weightiest business in the world, if we think that we're doing the most purposeful pursuits and goals, and it means like so much and it's amazing, that's when you start to get deceived. Because that's when you start to be the cause for your own suffering. I think you start to allow yourself to be you start to become willing to suffer to pursue a goal which you see as extremely purposeful. Which I guess if you're willing to suffer and you're in acceptance of it, or like you are happy about it to a degree, then it's not the worst in the world. It's when you place so much pride and emphasis on a goal and the things that you're doing that if you're not doing those things for a second, that you start to suffer. Is it's de-emphasizing the pursuits we do in the world, and more coming to the realization that it's how we do those pursuits and the fulfillment we find in the moment by moment in actually pursuing those pursuits. And that has more value than to pursue this grand pursuit but be suffering the entire time we're pursuing it. That's where the deception comes in. That's where pride is deception, where people just suffer because they think they're doing something extremely important. Is anything truly, really important in this world? Who knows? Who knows? There's nothing so important that you need to suffer your whole life for it, I don't think. I mean, unless you're really just trying to do things for others to that extent, and that's very generous, but even in that case, you still don't need to suffer your whole life to get it done. Some things are rushing into existence, others out of it. Some what now exists already gone. As we make the world, progression of time makes eternity. 3 makes eternity. When none of them can offer a firm foothold. Which of the things around us should we value and none of them offer a firm? Yep. And that's kind of what we're saying. It is change, it is impermanence. So just flow with the water, enjoy the water, or be the water, enjoy being the water. Don't find happiness in the water being finding its lagoon sort of thing. Tries to do and not to do what we don't design for. So that's what we should prize. Hold on to that and you're tempted by it. This is talking about lowering your expectations, lowering your desires so that you can enjoy the small things. Doesn't mean you can't have big desires, just learn to enjoy the small things first. And you may be tempted by it. Yep. And take it at first trace and then go. Pick your own mind, because it will leave you satisfied with your own self or integrated into community, in tune with the gods as well. Beautiful. We'll put that under nature. Nature and mind kind of correlate because nature is mind. Pursuing a good nature is mind realizes nature, I think. You combine the both of them. But it's nature because it talks about constant change and flux, which is awesome. Alexander the Great died, absorbed into force, dissolved into atoms, death. Disgraceful. Same to our bodies. They were absorbed alike of death, the end of self-perception, being controlled by emotion, of enslavement to our bodies. Disgraceful. Yeah. Disgraceful, and we'll put that in mind because it's saying you shouldn't really be destroying yourself in mind if your body's still kicking. If your body's still kicking, then your mind's causing its own destruction, which is not the smartest choice. And a lot of people get stuck in the cause of their own downfall because they continue to feed into it. There's hormones released which emphasize the self and the blame. They can blame other suffering and get caught in patterns of self-depreciation, blame on other circumstances for the position that people are in, not taking responsibility for frame of mind, but saying that's just how they are, portraying identity in a certain light that is more likely to give up easier in certain situations. That wasn't worded correctly, but essentially what we're saying is there's patterns of thought which allow people to get stuck in this state of mind where the soul gives up even though the body is still running normally. As we know, it's just people giving up in mind, suffering in mind, even though they still have life. It's like depression and stuff. And that's caused by a variety of different things. All sorts of things. I don't know all of them, but that's what we're working to figure out. But you certainly need to take some responsibility for overcoming these habits. Whether that's in your environment or in mind. Mind has a massive amount to do with it. So we need to figure out how to navigate that mind. But we're going to read on depression soon, all of that sort of stuff, and figure out. Essentially, Marcus Aurelius is just saying, if you're giving up in your mind or in your soul, and your body is still functioning perfectly, then you're doing something wrong, and you need to take some responsibility for that and snap out of it, figure it out, which is true. I don't think some people don't want to hear that because it's I actually have to put in effort. It's not just gonna snap of the fingers and pop up. Or they're ingrained in self-identity where they perceive identity, who they are as a person, to be the cause for their downfalls, or they blame something else to be the cause of the position they're in today. All of these things are just keeping an individual rooted in their beliefs and in their habits of allowing their mind to give up before the body has. So stop feeding into these patterns and work to alter them in a sense, and recognize when you are leaning into those patterns, because this book expresses very heavily on the fact that mind is cause for suffering, and so does Buddhism and all of that. It expresses mind is cause for complication and suffering. So you got to figure out mind to overcome suffering. If you are suffering, if you are being harmed constantly and you're at uneased constantly, then there is stuff within you which you need to figure out, which can be figured out and altered. But sometimes you're going to have to reevaluate stuff, core beliefs, you know. It's not always a simple fix. It is, you just got to be realistic and be open to new things. I don't know, there's a lot more. We don't want to ramble forever, but when you see the present, then you've seen everything, as it's been since the beginning of time, as it will forever, the same substance and the same form, reminding yourself, all things implicated in one another and in sympathy with each other. It's very interesting. To one, you take things you don't control and define them as good or bad. And so, of course, when the bad things happen, so this is essentially saying everything is one. Go under nature. Everything is one, non-duality. Pretty sure that's the non-dual approach. Everything is one. All atoms are connected. Pretty sure there's a scientific base to that as well. Research based. They did some experiment. You take things you don't control and find them as good or bad. And so, of course, my approach to that is everything spawned from one thing. So something began all of existence, so essentially everything is connected because it's all born from the same thing. That's my approach to non-dual, I guess. Trying to expand upon that a little bit more, but you take things you don't control and define them as good or bad. And so, of course, when the bad things happen, blame the gods and feel hatred. Limit good and bad to own action. So I guess he's saying don't define things as good or bad happening to you. So if I get a cold randomly one day, don't define it good, bad, whatever. Because then it gets worse for us. As soon as we label something as bad, then that's when we judge it poorly, and that's when we allow it to affect us more so. And like you said, some people end up blaming the gods and blaming all sorts of stuff for the bad circumstances they've been inflicted by in their perceptions. Marcus Aurelius is saying keep those bad perceptions to your own being. Sure. Guess we'll think about that tomorrow. Keep this constantly in mind that all sorts of people have died, all underground for a long time now, and what harm it does them. I think that isn't worthless. To live this life out truthfully and rightly. Be patient with those who don't. Efforts are subject to circumstances. You aren't aiming to do the impossible. Put those two, and we'll put that with navigating people. It's not even people. It is being patient with people, but it's recognizing death to be kinder. Remember that our efforts are subject to circumstances. You're not aiming to do the impossible with them. To try. That's it. And you succeeded. What you set out to do is accomplished. You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you. This is actually spot on. When we say spot on, but like essentially what he's saying here. One, it's got expectations, simplified expectations. So you tried, and you succeeded in trying. It means you're not harmed by not having achieved the massive expectation we're aiming at, the almost impossible expectation, but you achieved in trying, and that should be the where we derive our wellness from, not the big expectation at the end of it. So that's one thing. And then he touches on, well, yeah, you don't have to turn it into something. It doesn't have to upset you, meaning we don't have to be upset. We don't have to feel guilt for not achieving what we wanted to achieve in a certain day. That guilt is just our own suffering, and guess what? It drains you more for the next day, so you'll probably complete less, and then you're burnt out by the end of the week. So don't guilt trip yourself. Guilt trip's silly. Everyone's done it, everyone does it, but understand it to not be helpful. It can be helpful in the regard that sometimes we guilt trip ourselves to the point where we have to make a change, like we have to flip around our lifestyle a little bit, but if you're guilt tripping constantly because of this expectation you're not achieving on the day by day, or you slightly off on a certain day and stuff, like unnecessary guilt trips, just nah. I appreciate just being able to like pursue the action in the journey. No one can stop you from living as your nature requires. I think it's not required by nature. And you see it. So it doesn't do this. Things can't shape bad decisions by themselves. So. It is not required by nature. I can control my thoughts as necessary, then how can I be troubled? How can you be troubled if you control your thoughts? The mind means nothing to it. Pretty much, the material world does not harm you, it's your perceptions and your beliefs around the materialistic world. How you depict reality before you, which, guess what? That comes from mind. Meaning mind causes harm, not reality. And there was a difference between pain and suffering. And suffering is that which you cause yourself. It's the delving and the narratives you write which cause us to suffer, and the things we expand upon which cause us to suffer. Pain is like innate pain of losing a loved one and everything. And that stuff we can feel, but we can attempt to alleviate the suffering a little bit by not delving as far into it. Sometimes with pain there does need to be suffering, innate pain, or there doesn't need to be, but technically most of us are going to go through suffering with innate pain, like losing a loved one. But the extent to which you suffer from it within mind can be greatly alleviated based on your perceptions in mind. So sometimes we have to come into acceptance of pain and suffer, and acceptance of those thoughts, and we know we have to go through it. But the people which really suffer and suffer for the rest of their lives, and are impacted beyond belief, they're the ones that continue to reflect and delve and delve and delve and delve and suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer. And then instead of suffering for like 6 months to a year, you can end up suffering for like the next 5 years or more, for your whole life. So yeah, there's extents to suffering. Same with how easily it's triggered. Some suffering is caused by, little occurrences. Oh, someone stole my handball, I'm gonna suffer. Or it can be very hard to trigger in the first place. All sorts of stuff can happen, and you're still not caused your own suffering. And that's kind of what Marcus Aurelius is promoting. He's like, you don't have to be the bearer of your own suffering. You choose. Suffering is your choice. It's in mind, not in nature, not in material world. We'll put that in mind. Nice. Don't be ashamed to need help. Like a soldier storming a wall, you have a mission to accomplish and you've been wounded. And you need a comrade to pull you up. Comrade. Interwoven in the web is holy, none of its parts are unconnected. One world made up of all things. One divinity present in them all. One substance and one law. The logos that all rational beings share. The mind doesn't get its own way. It doesn't frighten itself into desires. I'll put that here in the people one. Saying essentially you can ask for help. We're all here as a part of the whole, so we may as well don't be too afraid of each other. We can look after each other. The mind doesn't get in its own way. Let the mind run if things share her, let them. As it creates itself. The mind itself has no needs except for those it creates itself. It's undisturbed except for its own disturbances, knows no obstructions. Yeah, everything we've talked about. The mind is its own problem. That's in mind. So much to do with mind. So given we're psychology, we're probably picking the mind ones up a lot. But it's very much to do with his philosophy as well, Marcus's. And above all, that they haven't really hurt you. They haven't really sure. Your ability to choose. Whoa, what's going on? We almost done. Almost done. See yourself as dead and live your life properly. That probably reminded me of emptiness. Essentially, when you die and become reborn, you gotta die, you gotta kill your ideas and pre-placed perceptions around the world. Kill yourself, kill everything you knew, and then see it from a new light. See it for what it is before you, and then create a new depiction of it based on the reality rather than everything you've been brought up upon to formulate reality. You're more patient with other people. Pain is not unfair. People. Yeah, we don't know what time we'll be streaming tomorrow. We might be on a little later because we'll have to record this video. And we still don't fully know how we're going to record it. We're probably just going to go through and talk about each thing. Who knows? We've been sorting it today though. Like we said, there's our first book analysis video. So in reading this book, we knew we were going to do a book analysis, but we didn't have any clue how to do it. We're more prepared now going forward. Let's mind again. Anxiety and enslavement. Kindness that lives contempt. Pain affects the body. It is the body's problem, or it affects the soul. The soul can choose not to be affected, preserving its own serenity. Put that in nature. No evil can touch them. Lift me up and heal me. Reason why my soul should suffer and be grieved. Say this. Yeah, I mean that's very, very real. To see life before you and properly see it is a lot more peaceful than a lot of the things we do. I see that the stream's lagging. Oops. more secure. Once we take refuge there, we are safe forever. They kill you, no shame, kiss. Hello, I thought we did this part already. That was like one of our first ones, was it? Yeah. Fear of death is fear of what we may experience, nothing at all. If the experience changes, then our existence will change with it. Change. Don't look down on death, but welcome it. Like youth and old age, like growth and maturity, like a set of new teeth, a beard, and first grey hair. It's no different. So, coming to acceptance of death. Death is lovely. No, death is just another process of life. That's his take on it. It's just change, and nature follows in accordance to change, so there's no need to fear it. Accept it gracefully as a part of the flying nature of all things. Did I escape from you? Oh no, I discarded it to my death side. Them enter their minds. You two are altering the world. Yeah, the people that judge harshly tend to judge themselves harshly as well. We were thinking a bit about judgment during meditation today. We were about to, and then we stopped ourselves because we were like, we want to be mindful. But yeah, judgment's interesting. I find judgment when in an environment where judgment is heavy, like when you just know there's judgment happening heavily towards you, I think it can start to stem an overdrive within our cognitions, which can cause a massive sleepy nature. That's for me personally. There's a lot more to judgment, but for me, if I know I'm in a extremely judgmental environment, we're a lot better at it these days. But in like high school and during that period, not high school specifically, but more home life, there were some judgmental environments, and when in those environments, and also in some relationships, there's a judgmental environment there, and within those environments, I think I would shut down a lot. I think my mind would go into a bit of overdrive, and then I would just distance and become very tired and shut down. Strange. Alter the world and perish. Almost done. This is death. Bam. To the lie, do what nature demands, get move on. The outcome of it all as important. This is a lot more clarity than you realize, all honesty. To see the final outcomes of as unimportant, your biggest ambitions, to finally see them as unimportant, will set you free beyond belief. Because, like we said, the more emphasis you place on something, the more it will destroy you, the more it can deter your emotions in a certain direction, positive and negative. But you can find constant positivity, but yeah, you do have to de-emphasize things, or emphasize them but in a different light, in like a more a light of being able to just appreciate it and see it and experience it, rather than needing to accomplish it and control it, dominate it, you know? You're born today, you didn't just... Sure. Holy, I'm hungry. Ooh. Put that in nature, actually. That follows along the lines with compassion. Innate nature to doing good towards others. Was that mind? Yep. This one's also mind, I think. I'll be back. Going to the bathroom again. Oh fuck, we've been muted this whole time. Fuck. What can you do, huh? Well, the stream's almost wrapped up. We said we were keeping the streams, I know they're a bit shorter at the moment, but we're going to keep them going just as an opportunity for people to join and share their opinions and ask questions and have a conversation and to everyone speak amongst each other. That's kind of the purpose of the streams, just to promote community and promote open conversation. So we'll keep the streams going. I know it can be a bit strange just watching videos being created and watching stuff being made and stuff. It's kind of like a behind the scenes, but it is more for the conversations we can get out of them when we do start getting them, and also the learning that can be, I guess, derived from them when parts of it is listened to. So yeah, that's the purpose of the streams, which is fun. But yeah, just remember virtually. Plain size. Yep. So that's nature. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. We certainly categorized stuff. How we're actually going to talk about it with this many quotes in amongst everything is we're probably just going to have to read all of it and then just talk about it ourselves and add little parts. Like it's so unorganized and organized. Fuck. That's why we're keen to get this book analysis out of the way. Start on the next one, which we can go chapter by chapter, so much easier. We probably chose quite a difficult book to start on, but as you see, we've summarized the main topics pretty straightforwardly, and tomorrow will definitely give a good depiction of those topics. So can judge other people's actions with your understanding. How much? Them. We'll put that as mind. Is this mind here? No, it's forgiven to pursue. One of us is forgiven to pursue and good. There you go. Well, we're going to leave that there then, now that we've got all our sections sorted. And given it's 11:30, better go eat, better go get some stuff done, and we'll be back tomorrow to make a video on meditations, Marcus Aurelius, which should be fun. Yes, we still have to figure out how we're going to do that, but it will be done. It will be recorded before the next stream. So yes, we will see you shortly.